The money, obviously, I don't have to say, is incredible. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie. If you're new here, welcome. I make videos on luxury handbags, fashion, and everyday life. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what you should know before applying to nursing school. I have been a nurse for 4 years now, and I actually did very well in nursing school. I graduated with a pretty high GPA, so I have some things to share with you on how you are able to succeed in nursing school. So I have my planner here and I have jotted down some notes, that way I don't lose my train of thought. Nursing school is really competitive and honestly, it's very challenging, and so there are some things that you need to know and keep in mind and be aware of when you're applying to the program, because your life will be completely flipped upside down. So the first topic that I'm just going to go ahead and get out the way is your support system. Obviously, you need a very strong support system when you're applying into nursing school because it is very challenging, it's very stressful, and at times it can be kind of emotional. It's mentally taxing, so you need to have people in your circle that you can rely on that are there to support you and encourage you. With that being said, if you are in a relationship, if you're married, if you have friends, family nearby, nursing school is going to take a toll on those relationships. Now, why do I say that? Myself included, as well as other nursing friends, we all experienced difficulty in any kind of relationship that we had in nursing school, whether that be in our marriages, in our relationships, or with our family. People don't really understand what nursing school is. They don't understand how physically and mentally and emotionally demanding it can be. So if you don't have that support in place, or if they're not aware, or if they've never been through anything like that, it's hard for them to really comprehend how difficult it is. So I say that because a lot of my friends, myself included, had issues in their personal lives during nursing school, more so towards the end. So at the beginning of nursing school, your friends, family, significant others, they're probably going to be completely supportive, like, hey, you got into the program, job well done. And for me and my friends, we felt like we had all the support in the world. However, when it comes close to your graduation, as you move through the program, the curriculum does get a lot more challenging, and it takes you away from everyone else, your family, your friends, your loved ones. And I say that because once you're 2 years into the program, people get worn down. So all this to say that you make sure that you have a strong support system, make sure that they understand what's going to come with nursing school, not at just the beginning, not at just, the first semester, second semester, that first year when everything is great and they're excited for you, or your significant other is excited for you because you're about to be making more money, but all the way through the program. It's very important that they understand how mentally and emotionally demanding it can be. And that leads me to my second point. You don't have to be an A student. Take it from me, I was somebody who was obsessed with my grades. I always wanted to do well in the program. I was always the one that wanted to get straight A's, or I didn't want to flunk out. I was super scared to flunk out. In my program, you could only fail one class, and that was the only grace period that they gave you. So if you failed once, you're okay, but the next time that you failed, you'd be out the program. So I have anxiety, I struggle with anxiety. So for me, the idea of even flunking a class was just not something that I could really bear. And it got to the point where it was really unhealthy. So I say this, that you don't have to be a straight A student. I want to encourage you to have a good work-life balance while you're in nursing school. Yes, grades matter, and they do matter if you want to go to grad school, certain grad schools, or if you want to be a CRNA, or if you want to, further your education at a prestigious university, then yes, your GPA does matter to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, all that really matters is that you understand the concepts that they're teaching you, and that you understand how to translate that into nursing. Grades, yes, they matter, but don't let it consume you, because it's not healthy. Another thing that I want to share with you before you go into nursing school is have coping mechanisms in place, have stress relievers in place. If you're prone to anxiety, if you're prone to depression, I would encourage you to find outlets before nursing school and coping mechanisms before nursing school that are going to help you through that transition. If that means getting on medication, then I encourage you to do so, because it is emotionally draining. I personally was not one that got on medication during nursing school for anxiety. In hindsight, I absolutely should have. It got to the point where I was having panic attacks in school, but that wasn't, at the time, that was not something that I was ready for, and I didn't have good outlets. I didn't have good ways to handle my stress. If you see my hair, it's colored right now, but before nursing school, I only had like one gray hair, right? But after nursing school, like all my front side is like gray hair. So I was definitely under a lot of stress, definitely under a lot of adrenaline at all times, and I wish that I was able to manage that better. There's no shame in taking medications or finding an outlet, whether that be exercising, journaling, meditating, anything like that that can help you manage your stress, because it's very, very important. Another tip that I want to give you for going into nursing school is on that first week, first day, first month, find your people. When I say this, I mean surround yourself with classmates that you know are going to be your really good friends throughout the program, because they're going to be the ones that get you through it on those hard days. Find people that you have things in common with, or maybe they are in the same space in life, so meaning they can relate to you. Maybe their mother's married, maybe they're in long-term relationships. Find people that you have things in common with, because that's going to help tremendously whenever you're studying and whenever you need support from your classmates. They're the ones that are going to get you through it. I can't tell you, I don't think I would have made it through nursing school without some of my really good friends. I actually made lifelong friends in nursing school. So the friends that I had in my cohort, I'm actually still friends with them 5 years later, and we still text all the time and talk about nursing and jobs and stuff like that. So I was a mom and I was married and I had children. I became really good friends with another mom. She was also married. She also had small children. And so we were able to relate on some of the challenges that we had outside the program as well as inside the program. And we were able to lean on each other for support. That's very important. Not saying you can't have, like, if you're married, you can't have single friends. You can, but their priorities are just going to be a little bit different, just because you have a lot more at stake and you have a lot more to lose. So that's just something that I would encourage you as well. So for those thinking about going into nursing school, I want to tell you that it is a very rewarding and challenging and endearing profession. Yes, there is money to be made in the profession of nursing, but I'm telling you right now, you will work for that money. I know that recently with like TikTok and social media, the hype is travel nursing and making all this money and entrepreneurship and all those things. Nursing can give you all those things, which is amazing, but it comes at a cost. However, with that being said, I do think that I went into a great profession. There's always going to be a demand for nurses. They're always short-staffed, unfortunately. And hopefully in the future we can kind of level that out a little bit so that it's not an issue, but right now obviously it is. Another thing to know about nursing school is that your study habits will change when you get into the program. I know that if you did like your core classes, like your Englishes and your sciences, you may not have had to study as much. I know A&P can be a little bit challenging, but with nursing school, you actually have to study every single day, or at least a little bit every day, because you learn so much information and it's so much to retain that you really want to understand the concepts. Now, I will say that there are people in my program that still kind of, you know, waited to the last minute, or they would try to cram, and that's fine. It worked out for them really well anyway. They were able to pass. But I do want to encourage you to really learn and understand the information so that you have an idea and a full understanding of the concept, and not just enough to pass the test. I say this because when it came time to take my NCLEX, I was so burnt out from nursing and from the studying and everything else that came with it that I actually passed my NCLEX in 75 questions. And I don't encourage anybody to do this, but I actually did not do any UWorld questions. I didn't study for the NCLEX, and I really think it's because I did such a good job throughout the entire program, staying consistent, learning the concepts, understanding the concepts, and really getting a good grasp on what it was that I was learning. Another thing that I want to share with you is that nursing school is not like real life nursing. Honestly, it's kind of comical. Yes, you learn the material and you learn the general concepts, but nursing is completely different than nursing school. You have to really learn how to apply those concepts that you learn into bedside, which is typically where most new grads go. So all in all, I just want to share that nursing school is extremely challenging and it can be emotionally taxing, but there is a lot of good that comes with becoming a nurse. It's very rewarding. The money, obviously, I don't have to say, is incredible. So if that is something that you really want to do, I want to encourage you to study hard, work hard, and you will have no problem in nursing school. If you like this video, or if you have any other tips and tricks, then I encourage you to just leave a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm also on Instagram at YouFancyStuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.